To our Dark Souls 3 walkthrough part 2. Today we're going to be exploring the Undead settlement. Now there's a couple things in the Undead settlement that we're going to get, like the Chloranthy ring that increases stamina regen. We're going to get this gentleman over here whose name I've forgotten. He's going to give you hollow levels that will turn you hollow, but they give you free levels, and that's just fantastic. Alright. This guy right here. He's gonna beg for you to kill him. I recommend you don't.
I felt perhaps my say, champion of Ash. I was once.
Accept his help, and then you can find him at Firelink. The thing that'll happen is when you accept his health, he'll give you a free help. He'll give you a free level, and then it'll slowly start taking away from your humanity, so you'll slowly start to level out. Nice thing is, hollowing in this game really isn't much of a negative, whereas in Dark Souls 2 and 1, I think, you have a fraction of your health when you're hollowed, which is unfortunate. Whereas this one is not a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and go back to Firelink and talk to that guy. Because free levels are just fantastic. And it turns out I can level anyway.
Farewell, Ashen One.
And here he is.
Oh, Vidma.
Yol of Londor.
Shall we bear?
Gonna help us level up.
Be safe.
Now,
Champion of Ash.
you can hollow yourself out. The obvious downside is you will no longer have a cool looking face. It'll be a skeleton face. Kind of like having a cool looking face that we spent so much time working on. But should probably hollow out anyway. Also, if you went up to this tree, you can get a seed of a giant tree. That's a giant. It's a tree. Giant tree. When you get invaded, and then you kill the invader, that'll drop a seed of the giant tree. It then allows you to, when you use it, makes it so that when you're invaded, the invaders get attacked by the things in the world, whereas normally they wouldn't. And that is super useful because normally they're used to not getting attacked by things that they're running past. So it's a great tool to use when invaded. I'm gonna hold off on that. Actually, I'm not worried about scaling right now. It actually makes sense to infuse it, because I don't think I ever end up using a Stora's great sword or a straight sword. raw gem on it. Nope, not worth it. Fire gem would be worth it. Nope, never mind. We'll hold off. And because I don't want to lose my embering right now, I'm not going to slowly kill myself by jumping off the top up there and hollow out. Because I'm just not worried about it yet. But one way to get 5 free levels is you just continually kill yourself until your hollowing gets to a high enough point where Yol will just level you up until he can't anymore. And that'll be 5 times. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So we're going to continue playing. Rather than continuing straight, we'll come over here, kill this guy first, then jump down the stairs. So the guy we would have freed from the cell in the first level is looking for his wife. Super sad, that's his wife. She's dead. Go. There's bone. Alright, so over here, those barrels are explosive, so if you have fire bombs, you can throw them, they'll explode, kill the guys that are standing around them. We, unfortunately, are out of fire bombs, so we're not going to do that. We can fight everything that's in here, but we don't have to. Also, be sure. That would have been bad. Yeah, there it is. There's an item up there. I don't remember what it is. And I don't have anything to throw at it right now. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to continue on. There we go. Got that done. Don't feel like fighting that. And then boom, Warrior of Sunlight. That is the Sunlight Covenant. Also, praise the suit. Sunlight Covenant gives you medals for completing bosses in co-op. So, super cool if you're planning to play with a friend. Wow. So those two things that jump down will try and trap you while you're fighting this. You don't want to let that happen. So run forward to cue them falling, then go back and just fight them. It's not a very enjoyable fight if you try and fight them and the Red Eyes guy. Some free souls out here. No problem. That's a trap. So that guy up there is going to continue to attack us. So I'm going to go to him. Her? I like the gender is confusing on this one. Boom. Dead. So we could go this way in order to get that item. We're not going to do that right now. Keep moving. I get invaded by Hodrick. He's over there. But before we deal with him, we're going to go get this. I missed. There we go. That's important because it drops a sharp gem. If you're trying to make a character that scales, or that uses a weapon that scales with dexterity, a sharp gem is what you would want to put on that weapon. Now we can't rest at this because Hodrick invaded us. Oh, yes we can. Why can I do that? Did Hodrick die? Oh. Weird. It must have glitched out. That's super strange. Alright, so this is like not the most enjoyable fight, especially at level 20. And you have to avoid the big bad that's walking over by that little bridge. But if you can get him to follow you back here, the big bad won't come over here. Gotta be careful because when he does that charge attack, it knocks your shield away, allowing him to get a crit. Oh. Damage output's gonna be ridiculous from this guy now. And he healed. That's really bad, because now we've got both of them. This is bad. This is really bad. I don't like this at all. Luckily, this will heal us a little bit. Leave me alone. So, obviously, good strategy. Circle around, do the drop down. Oh man, he bled me. Alright. There we go. We're back in this. Alright. Yikes. Okay. Just take a second. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Come on. This is a much longer fight than I wanted it to be. Oh no, not the crit. Oh. I decided to try it too. Bad idea. Oh no, again. So that happens when you run out of stamina, and then you try to block. Like that, again. Alright, so, worthy of noting, this only happens, and you only get invaded if you're embered. So if you're not embered, this won't happen. Come on, fall. No! Look at how close he is to the... Oh. No, alright. Just like I planned it. Just like we drew it up. Nailed it. So we can go level, and we can put some shards on the sword. Probably a good plan. Also, if you want, you can put that fire gem we found earlier in our first level on one of your weapons, and it'll do a large amount of fire damage, which most everything in this current area is weak against.
Very well, then take. Farewell, Ashen One.
Alright. Better damage. Now, if I wanted to make... Oh, we don't have a way to do that anyways, so we're fine. I did find an Estus shard, didn't I? Yeah, another Estus flask. I don't think we died, though. Meaning that talking to this guy won't be helpful. Yeah, okay. Now, you can buy things from him. He sells spells. So if you're trying to make a mage, and you didn't start as a sorcerer, this is the way to do it. Alright, back to the dilapidated bridge. Okay. So, this big bad guy will be respawned. This next area can be very unfortunate. You're gonna get attacked by a giant shooting giant arrows. It's not just arrows shot by a giant, they are really big arrows. That running and jumping is important. Allows you to get this undead bone shard. Then you jump back, and everything's great. Yeah, you don't want to spend too long, because then the giant will hit you. Again. Firebomb. Now, he does attack everything else too, and if you go talk to him, he'll attack them instead of you, and actually won't do any damage to you. Which is great. These are ashes, right here. Those morticians of ashes, you take back to the handmaiden, give it to her, and she will be able to sell you new stuff. This guy, total jerk. Worked out fine. If you run and jump along this wall, you can get this great scythe. It's an okay dex weapon, but there's not, like if you put a sharp gem on it, it'll scale pretty well with dex, but not enough to really feel like you're doing a lot of DPS. But it certainly looks awesome. To our left is the great tree. That thing is a boss for this area. We're not going to go there yet. We could, but we're not going to. Instead, I'm going to go back here, open up this door. Alright, so we're out here, this main area. I thought there was an item down there for some reason. There is one over here by this dog, though. Gotta get that ember. Oh, that's unfortunate. Thought I was far enough away. Just laid me down so nicely. This is not how I would recommend fighting these guys. Roll away. Boom. Look at that. No problem. I was never worried. Before we go get the next bonfire, I'm actually going to suggest that we get the shortcut to the last bonfire. Drop down into this little sewer. You think, wow, those are some big rats. But obviously they're not doing a lot of damage. It's not a big deal. Let's keep walking. There seems to be some little cloudy area over here. And then, oh my god. Giant rat. Who drops the blood bite ring. Blood bite ring increases your bleed resistance. You can put it on right now just because you don't have any other rings. Then climb up the ladder and look at that. We're back to the dilapidated bridge. Life is grand. At the handmaiden, you can buy a key that opens this door. You can also do a little drop down later on. And that leads to the person you can get for Firelink that sells you miracles. So, worth doing if you're trying to make a faith character. You don't have to worry about it if you're not. You're gonna follow me. This guy's kind of a jerk. He'll throw that at you like this. Oh, he did. Apparently he has more stamina than us. Dang, I thought I had one more attack. And that'll do it. Oof. Alright, move this way. Grab that item. It's also a trap being up there. Fire clutch ring. Increases fire attack, so if I'm doing any kind of fire damage. But compromises damage absorption. Not really important to wear that right now, because we're not doing any fire damage. Go through the boxes. Those guys are going to keep throwing bombs. Oh, we got him. Nice. I believe there's a Titanite shard. Oh my. Almost got me walking off the edge. Yep, Titanite shard. And boom, bonfire. Look at that. There is actually an alternate route to get to this bonfire. But it's not like super important that we do that. And we're going to go back to Firelink for really one reason. We're going to upgrade our bonfire. When we upgrade our bonfire, it is going to increase the amount of health we get back when we use an Estus.
Welcome.
And do we have enough to level? Yeah, we do.
Farewell, Ashen One.
So while we're resting at the bonfire, burn Undead Bone Shard. So that's the one, that's what we just found in the Undead Settlement. So now when we use an Estus, we get even more back. Let's go to the cliff underside, just so that we can get our Pyromancer guy. And go talk to the giant. Okay. This time we're gonna head out this door and up the stairs. We're on top of the roof this time. Heading around, and here are the jerk faces that were throwing fire bombs. Sweet revenge.
Welcome to my abode. I am Cornix.
This guy's
an
funny.
old pyromancer.
His
The
abode.
crow in his cage has to see.
You can also see the giant up there on the tower,
But here we are,
just hanging out.
an encounter for the ages. I hear the unkindled care to learn some pyromancy.
Yeah, let's learn some pyromancy. And then magically, he just up and disappears rather than getting out of that cage. Whatevs. That's the hand axe. It's not a bad weapon, but the biggest use for it is its quick step weapon art that allows you to move really quickly for mana rather than using stamina. That guy's not going to follow us. Looks like the little processional is already carried on. So, we're going to go talk to the giant, who is past all of those guys. You can do one of two things. You can either stop and fight him, or you can run past. Back behind that building is an alluring skull. Not that big a deal. That way, that's where we want to go. I don't feel like trying to fight him, so just run, roll. Obviously, this is a great example of what to do. Keep running. That's Morn, or I call him Morn. I don't know what his actual name is. He won't help you, so don't go ask for help. You're invincible while opening doors. Yay, doors. Then this is going to get activated, because the Onion Knight is riding it. You think, oh good, it fell. But then it didn't. I step on this. That leads down to the next area, where there is like kind of a mini boss. We're not going to do that yet. I'll ride this up. Normally, you'd roll off right here to then go into the next little bit. We're taking it all the way up because we want to talk to this giant, who's a totally nice guy. Make peace. He speaks simply.
I have any time.
And that's what he says. He'll help anytime. So now, whenever you're near a white tree, he'll shoot anything that's near it that's not you. Oh, I missed the roll off. Definitely this way. And there it is. You see, jump off in the middle, and then boom, here's the Onion Knight again. He's got a whole dialogue. And he's like, we should probably just let that guy chill out.
On some days I begin to doubt I went up.
And then we can go and fight him. Homeward Bone right there, because a lot of people will get stuck here.
You should have waited.
Apparently I should have waited.
Well, it's too late now.
Sigurd of Katarina.
I, Sigurd of the Knights of Katarina, fight by your side. Ah!
I like that I run up and just immediately get smoked, but this guy, no problem. He also, I'm pretty sure, can't die. Not this guy, Sigurd. Huh. Better not have been Sigurd that did that. Oh, we hadn't gotten a fire gem yet, because this is where you get the fire gem from. Boom, fire gem. Put that on your weapon, it'll immediately do fire damage, but it won't scale with anything. It's useful.
But we unkindled must put our duties first. But for the
Hands you a drink,
long may
and a toast. Then he falls asleep. There's a few items over here. Large club. Definitely a great strength weapon if you're trying to do that early game. Pale tongue. Useful for respecing your character late game. Northern armor. Not as good as knight armor, which we already have. Pretty sure this is a trap. Nope. Just not that important. This is a trap. Northern skull. Still not that big a deal to get. Alright, this next room. So there's these two dogs. They're not a big deal. I'll kick you. When you open this, it should activate the trap. These guys are weak to fire. They also don't like it when you do any kind of poking attack. Up these stairs are going to be two of those priest things. I don't like trying to fight them, especially in this room. So instead, we're going to run past them. Get their attention. And out the door. They can follow you out the door, so you just got to keep moving. You're going this direction, grabbing that item. Then, dropping down to this, dropping down to this ledge, and dropping down to this little tower. Should be, okay, homeward bone. Most people thinking, alright, they put a homeward bone there, maybe it's the end. It's not the end. Now, there's a little jumping puzzle. It's not crazy, but it's good to fill up a little bit on health. You jump over to here, so you don't take all of the fall damage, and then down. Chloranthy ring and Mira outfits. So the Chloranthy ring is fantastic. Raises stamina recovery speed. So let me take it off for a second. 1, 2, dun, dun, dun. Watching it come back slowly, but it's there. Now it's on. Boom, 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 wah. And then boom, that much faster. Seems insignificant, but it's enough that while during a fight, it's like an extra swing after all is said and done. So Chloranthy ring, fantastic ring, necessary if you are a character that is using any kind of sword or physical attack. Really glad I didn't just kill myself. Alright. Now that we've done that, we could go find the next area because we have cleaned this place out for its items. Other than the miracles person and that little area. That's a shield right there up that hill. You don't need that shield. Nice, that was close enough. You can do a plunging attack by falling and holding right bumper. It only works with light attacks. Don't do a heavy attack. Let's go level, because it's good to level. We're gonna push our health all the way to 30 before we really start worrying about
Farewell, Ashen One.
anything else.
Ah,
Oh yeah, the ash.
gracious
This is the ashes we found when we were getting shot at by the giant. You can buy embers from her, but you can only buy a certain amount. This is the key that leads under that sewer. Let's go ahead and do that, just so you can see it. Also, we need to buy that dried finger at some point, but it is not imperative at the moment. Only have a couple thousand souls. Only 1,000. So finish it off with some fire bombs. Alright. We're gonna go to Dilapidated Bridge. Reason being, we opened that door that led to the bridge, so now we can get down into that sewer pretty much immediately. And that is where we want to start if we're going to go try and talk to the miracles person. Don't really feel like fighting the giant rat again. So we just go a little wide. Open the door. Oh. Sure, that makes sense. Whatever. It's fine. Rat wanted to fight, gotta fight. Now we can go here. And we can request absolution or dissolution. I believe that gets rid of the undead curse, which is what's hollowing us out when we die. But we want that for now, because it allows us to get extra levels with Yol. We want that. Extra levels are great. You can fight those skeletons. You don't have to. You can fight him. You don't have to. This is actually a trap, because those big bads that were up there trying to hit you before end up jumping down. But that heavy gem allows you to scale weapons with your strength stat. See, there he is. That's a little drop down you can do. Also has an item there. Neither are important enough for me to remember what it is. Saint's Talisman is actually a really good faith tool. Okay. Let's calm down here. Golly. Look at all those rats, man. They just had to leave me alone, but no. Also, if you haven't figured it out, hold down B while climbing up a ladder to climb up the ladder faster. So we're going to come talk to her. We're going to be super nice and be like, what's up? The reason she's kind of freaking out is these miracle priests are blind.
Indeed, and I am not in praise the merciful God.
I believe she was in training to be a firekeeper.
I am Irene. I came to this land.
Yeah, okay, look at that.
I might be a
Firekeepers are blind.
Your touch has freed me from I am weak. If
So we accept her help. We open the door. Now that we've accepted her help, and she's going to be back at Firelink, talk to this guy.
Oh, now you're very quick.
He is really frustrating to fight.
What's the line?
We accept his help. We can move on. This leads to the next area. We're not going to do that quite yet, because I want us to go fight the boss. So instead, I'm going to, just for time's sake, use a homeward bone to, yeah, go back to the last bonfire, which should be Dilapidated Bridge. That's actually where we want to start if we're making a run for the boss. We don't have to fight this guy again, so we won't. This time, when we go through this archway, the giant won't shoot at us, it'll shoot at those guys. Now, I don't remember if the explosions will still hurt us, so it's good to still roll. But, definitely nice that he attacks them instead. Like, look at that. Boom. Lit them up. He's just gonna keep going, because he's a good guy like that. Now you may be thinking, oh my gosh, 1,000 souls for a boss fight. 1,000 souls is not a big deal. You'll get that back in one trash mob late game. So, you can try and thin out these guys, but Cursed Rotted Greatwood is going to do plenty of damage to him. The way to beat him is to attack these little egg sacs he's got. They're in various positions on his body. Yeah, do a kick. Boom, there we go. That's going to be enough for him to trigger the next phase. He stands up and shatters the ground beneath us. You know, no big deal. Oof. Oh, come on. That might do it. Okay. So the hand functions as a weak point. It's also something that attacks. So, you know, do with that what you will. Take damage from those little collections of whatever this guy gives off. There's a good one. Oof. Nice. Where's the hand? Or this? Yeah. So you just have to keep attacking the little pus bubble things on its body. Once they pop, it does a huge amount of damage, and he dies. This was a guy you could have fought earlier, but we didn't. There's a whole thing to join a covenant, but the covenant's not that useful, so we didn't do it. Resting at the bonfire, we've got a bunch of souls. We're gonna go back to Firelink, level up, and then head towards the next area.
Welcome. Very lengthy. Farewell, Ashen One.
So we did that. Do we have enough for the dried finger? No, not bad.
Ashen?
That's fine. So we beat the rotting Greatwood. We also get the transposing kiln when we beat it, and the kiln allows us to come talk to This little guy.
All that unkindled.
He's a nice guy. We give him the kiln. You're not trying to hold on to it for anything special. You can't do anything with it, so give it to this guy. He then lets you transform boss souls into weapons. So if you want a weapon that does a lot of damage out of nowhere, this is it. So this weapon, is a ring, and you recover HP when you swing your sword a certain number of times. So good to have. Also, if you want a weapon that does the most amount of frost damage in the game, or it's Great Hammer. If you want a crazy, awesome looking Great Axe, Demon's Great Axe. You know, you can pick from these things, but the ring is really the way to go if you're gonna do something right now. Pontiff's Left Eye. Awesome. And now, for the last area, I'm not going to go to the pit. We're going to go to the cliff underside. We're going to be running back to the elevator area that we were just at in order to go up and talk to the giant, but instead we're going to ride it down, and we're going to find a little mini boss in that room. So we're going to run across here. I'm not going to fight any of these guys. At least I don't want to. Oh, that was almost terrible. Like that. Alright, there we go. It's fine. Just how we wrote it up. See, Morn's gone. We'll see him later. So we keep going. We're going to take this elevator down, assuming it's going to go down. Yep, we're good. And this is what leads to the next area. Normally you'll see some signs. Not try death. That's not helpful. Should say try hole. What you're going to do, walk over that so that the elevator goes back up. And then there's a hole of darkness right there. Just keeps going forever. The goal is to go in here and kite this mini boss over to that hole and get him to fall in. Now, he hits like a tank and moves really inconsistently. So he's kind of terrifying to fight. Because he's just creeping up until he's not. Come on, buddy. Oh, I meant to be locked on. Yep, there he is. Alright. Now you gotta get him to follow you up. No, he fell, didn't he? Oh, no, here he comes. And all he knows how to do is come straight at you. And he falls. Fell to his death. Life is good. Rather than trying to fight that thing, just easier to do that. Now you can fight it, but you'll get frostbitten pretty often, and it's a rather frustrating fight, especially at this level. We rest, and then this starts the next area. We're going to go back to Firelink. think we have enough Titanite shards, and I don't think she sells them yet. Yep, not yet. Close, but not yet. So you see you can put the fire gem on there. It just makes it flat damage, which is great for the next area, but not really what we're looking for. Also, this raw gem adds a good amount of damage. I mean, right now we're sitting at what? Almost, we're at 150, 151, but it would put it at 177. Extra 20 damage. Would be pretty good, but we're going to start scaling soon. So, I don't really feel like doing that. But, if you would like to, you can add some damage. And you don't have to worry about trying to scale, you can just keep dumping into health. Anyway, that's going to do it for part 2 of our Dark Souls walkthrough. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.